everyone and welcome to Elverstone. So you might be wondering, yes, I have a new mic. It's a lot clearer than my older one, so I'm really happy to have gotten the upgrade. And yes, we are doing a Walking Dead influence build because why not? And I know Halloween has passed, but I do apologize about that. I actually had a video and plan to do on Halloween, but I got ill and I've just recovered just now. So I am literally sorry, everyone. Just, if you're sick, you're sick. Nothing I can do about it. And yeah, we are doing a Walking Dead influence build. I was watching The Walking Dead on just chilling today, and I saw in episode 2, season 7, spoilers alert. Okay, so Caol was going with, I forgot the guy with the stick, to the kingdom with King Zeke, I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce it. And they passed this house. I believe this house was possibly one that Caol, wow. Okay, Caol, past lifetime before she became this badass woman we see her nowadays, used to live, or maybe a house that she used to visit regularly, because within the episode we see having flashback, seeing the walkers, aka zombies, how they used to look like before they basically turned into mind-eating, modifying creatures. And I really loved this house. I love the simplicity of it. It's really beautiful. It's a nice cottage as well. Yeah, let's say it's a cottage, because, more like a bungalow cottage. I don't know the difference, but it's a really nice house build, and it took only an hour to produce. And I kept to the original design, although I was only referencing a tiny little picture, which you can probably see now at the top of the right hand corner. So it's just one side of the house. You don't really get to see the full layout of the house. I haven't watched episode 3 yet, so I don't know if they show that yet in the next episode. And yeah, I thought it was a nice house. It came out really well, I must admit, although I had to have some patience when doing the gardening decoration. That took quite a while, unfortunately. But in general, the house came out really good, although I had to make some quick small adjustments here and there, because the picture reference, it doesn't actually show you that much you can do from it. It just shows you just the house, but a picture says a lot of words, so I was able to use my imaginative, let's say. And this house came to just under 35,000 simoleon, so I thought that was quite a good, decent, probably not the best starter house, but if you worked your way up, then it's a nice house to start with. The house is unfurnished because I wasn't feeling too well, I must admit, and I didn't actually see a great view into the house to actually see what's inside and how it's actually layered. So the inner layer design of the house, I just made up my mind. I incorporated a lot of rooms, so because it's a one floor house, you need a lot of room for kitchen, living room, bathrooms, bedroom, etc. Excuse me. Oh dear Lord. Okay, I'm officially not recovered. Yes, I must admit, everybody. So I do apologize. And yeah. So back to the house. We're doing the gardening now, but I was not going to bore you with every single detail and time I spent doing the garden, so I will skip this section very shortly. But it came out really good, and I'm happy with it, and it was really fun making it all look jungly and almost like, like not loved, which is quite sad. And not loved garden is really sad, because I do love gardens, I love plants, except bugs, ironically. And jumping into the future of the build, we have done the plants, the potted plants, so your sims can do a bit of gardening. And I put a lot of trees around, because in the Walking Dead universe, you need to have a good house with good shelter, yet allows you good visibility to run, and also trees, very good for hiding walkers. You can set traps as well, although you probably wouldn't need to do that in The Sims 4, unless if you don't want any neighbors coming to your house at random times and using your stuff, because that has happened due to a glitch, I must admit. And not nice, but oh well. And moving on, I'm just giving some extra detail to the house before we do the terrain paint. As you can see, I wanted the fencing to look overgrown, unloved, because in the episode we see that the original owner of the house actually turned into a worker as they were elderly, so they probably, went to the other side as soon as the breakout happened. So yeah. And now moving on to the terrain paint. You mostly see like just the garden being overgrown, but I quite like this terrain paint. It looks all like muddy, yet a bit of grass everywhere, and it looks like this hope in the garden. Like if someone just took care of it, everything could possibly work out. And the texture as well, it looks really like unsettling. Like if you're like visiting a farm, or if you're visiting like a farmer, like for example, like if you visit a ranch, etc., you can see like the soil itself, the texture is somewhat similar. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Although I did play around some different colored terrain, I didn't like the way they came out. Just came out too unrealistic. And this is just an additional feature I just added. So just to give the extra details, leading to the main garden area, I just put like this almost faded away stone texture. We can imagine that through to the years, and the overgrown garden and plants everywhere. It's just like the pavement has just started to fade away gradually, so hence why I didn't want to go into further details with everything. And I just putting some more plants around and trees, but I do apologize about that, everybody. Just a fire, no, sorry, an ambulance has just been driving by. So okay, it really came out well, although there were some plants that were sticking out. I did amend that. And I'm just building the rooms out. We have the main room you enter into, that's the lounge. But you can design this whichever way you want. I made some rooms so you can make up your mind on how you want them to be, or just change or alter the design whichever way you want it, or to suit your Sims. But I think the design itself came out really good, and I'm happy with it in general. And the one thing I was really happy with, I must admit, is the new feature that the Sims have introduced, is where you can give your house some personality and like traits, so which I think is really good to have. And if you have not seen yet already, if you click the little eye where the house name is, you can give it some traits, give it like quakey, so the house, I would believe, quakes quite a lot, like trembles, like the breeze, etc. So that was fun doing it for this house. And I actually ended up going with the haunted, because imagine ghost, leaving somebody else's house, they just had to send them to the other side because they're a walker. And and I gave it a bit of like the breeze, because it's like Mother Nature, so you have a nice fresh air coming in. And the gremlins, I think the same pronoun, gremlins, I don't know. And that is just, I don't know what that train does. I would believe you have scary creatures coming around, like throwing the trash around, like trying to scare your Sims. So it came out really good. I'm happy with it, and I hope you're happy with it too.